It's Sunday snitching time. Hey everybody. So excited to be here. Welcome. So if you are here, I'm glad you're here. I'm excited to see y'all. Rosebuds, what's up? Happy Sunday and all that other great stuff. I hope you had a beautiful weekend and it's been absolutely amazing. I hope you did something fun and loving and showed yourself some type of appreciation. I definitely did. I had an amazing weekend. I really, truly enjoyed myself. It's been so good. Welcome. Today, we're going to talk about a topic, y'all, today. And with that, I got to take, y'all see my Mystkue glass? Look, I'm out here official. I'm lit. Hey. I'm lit. But listen, I'm excited. Do me a favor, that little carrot key down at the end, make sure you tap that, invite some friends, let them know about Sunday Snitching with Mystkue. Welcome again to Sunday Snitching. I'm so excited to have you guys here tonight. I have a special treat for y'all. Of course, we have our guest Positive Vibes coming. I'm so excited that she's going to join us this evening, but also I have something special that I want to share. If you guys know me, you know that not only am I into, sexology and I'm working towards getting that degree, I'm also a writer. So with that being said, I'm going to be sharing a piece with you guys that is actually in my second book, which is called Lust, Love, and Lost, a poetic dissertation. So if you don't have a copy of that, you need to get it, and you need to get it soon. Hey y'all who are joining, I'm so glad to see you guys. I see you. I see the request. This new Instagram setup is so weird. It's doing a whole lot of weird stuff, but I like it. All right, so again, I'm going to just keep hitting that button at the bottom, share with some people. We're going to get started in about 2 minutes. If you don't have your wine, grab your wine. If you want something harder than that, I know it's Sunday evening, but it's cool. Like, who gonna check you? It's no problem. Make sure you go ahead. And then also, if you haven't done so, like, comment, and subscribe to the Mystkue YouTube channel. It's pretty new, but if you want to catch up on all of the past episodes of Sunday Snitching, go ahead and do that, because we be talking our shit, our good shit on Sundays. So, without further ado, I'm going to get started. So, tonight we are talking about Look Back at It, Dating Exes. And I got to give a shout out to my girl Positive Vibes, because I was actually going to come on here and talk about something completely different. But when she gave me this topic, I was like, you know what? That's really dope. And so, first, I'm going to share with you guys this poem called Fig that I actually wrote for one of my exes. And then we're going to bring Positive Vibes on. So give me some likes, some comments. Let me know that you guys can hear me okay. And then we can keep it rocking. All right. So here we go. This poem is called Fig. I hope you guys like it. We sat awkwardly, vibing graciously to the music. As the floor vibrated beneath us, I studied you immensely, wondering if you could feel me staring so intensely. I underestimated the moments thereafter, a few head nods, elongated eye fuckery, and soul laughter. Our worlds tangled. I continued to let the night slip by as you kissed me so graciously with chivalry. This was one of hopefully many. By the end of the night, we were wrapped in one another, sitting gracefully, vibing flirtatiously to the music, as the floor beneath us continued to vibrate. A week went past, you see, and you had called me, you texted me, said your good mornings, yet you still hadn't asked for any ads. Yet our paths seemed to keep on weaving, and you and I, we were like baskets. I wanted to fill your basket, that is, with memories and soliloquies of the times we had shared together. Your kiss remained noble, and unfortunately, I dive deep into your mental as we sat awkwardly, vibing graciously to the music. And that is Fig and Peace. So, again, tonight we're talking all about dating exes. I got some stories for y'all because on Sunday Snitchin we got to get the stories going. But yes, so if you enjoyed Fig, make sure you grab your copy of Lust, Love, and Loss. And shout out to the newbies in here. And let's get it popping. I'm hyped. All right. So I think this is how this request is going to go. So let's see if we can get positive vibes on here. Is she going to come? Is that working? I don't really know what's happening. Hey, beautiful.
How are you?
I'm good. How you doing? Look at you.
Good. Yeah, look, I was washing my hair when you texted me earlier because I got picture day at work tomorrow. So I said, let me just get this done and it'll be ready for live and for work tomorrow.
Yes.
So I've got my coffee
It's lit. I'm so happy you got it. I'm excited.
Yes.
Did you get a chance to read my personal message?
Yes, I did, and I loved it. I was like, oh, and I mean, you're so sweet.
Oh, all right.
Thank you.
Welcome, my love. Tell everybody who you are.
Well, hello, I'm Davina. I am the owner of Positive Vibes, which is an adult novelty business. So what I'm doing through that business is I am inspiring and empowering women to take control of their sexual experiences and their sexual encounters, and to not be so afraid to talk about sex, not be afraid to communicate their desires, their needs, and their wants, and to explore their bodies so that they can better communicate what it is that they want. So I'm all about female empowerment. And I'm ready. I got my glass. So
what you got in that glass? What you got in that glass? We match it with our glass colors.
I know, right? This is some Moscato pink champagne.
Oh, okay. You give me the wine vibes. Today, y'all, I'm feeling a little bit of tequila. And if you know me, you know how tequila get me a little, I be talking. I always talk my good shit, but when I got some tequila in my system, I'm snitching on everything. I'm just telling the whole story.
Oh, shoot.
All right. But as I said before, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Sunday Snitchin. When you said dating exes, I was like, oh, man, like I just got to take a pause on whatever I was going to talk about. I'll talk about it another day because it's a point it's a sore point for me because I often have this thought all the fucking time. But I was excited that you even brought it up. So I want to give you your props for that. This is all her, guys. So shout out to Positive Vibes, the Rosebud. She killed it on this one. So first, we're going to start off with two things. So I want you to give me like a little snippet of a story between you and your ex. Maybe a little bit why y'all broke up, if you feel comfortable with sharing that. And then I'll tell one of my stories. And then we got some questions that's going to pop off. And then we can stem the conversation from there.
Okay. Well, okay. I was trying to think which ex story I wanted to share.
Oh, damn. Which ex? I had to think about that too.
I know, right? Because they both have access to this account. Like, I mean, I still talk to, well, I mean, I have more than two, but I still have talked to two, pretty regularly, but there's one that I'm a little more closer with that I am, exploring options with. But and I guess I'll start there because normally I don't believe in going backwards. I don't really believe in dating exes. I'll use this example. I was listening to a sermon, and so I have to give credit to Joel Osteen on this one. I listen to a lot of ministers, but he said there's a reason why the back window of your car is smaller. The rear view window is smaller than the windshield. It's because you really need to focus on going forward and what's before you versus what's behind you.
Okay, metaphors.
Yes.
I felt that.
Yeah. So in that vein, I've never really felt like you should dibble and dabble in what you've done in the past. However, I would say with this particular ex, this is someone that I was with in high school. So I think that when when it goes back that far, you're younger, and so I don't think you can hold a lot against each other, because you were so young and immature and still developing, and
Right.
so anything that happened during that time frame, you know, I just don't think that you can really hold that against a person unless it really shaped and framed who their character is today.
Okay.
So, with that being the case, I guess you would just say I went off to college. I'm older than he is by 9 months. And so,
Okay.
grade wise, he was a year behind me in school.
Mhm.
So I'm off to college and it's his senior year of high school.
Okay.
So, him doing his thing and me trying to be that girl to hold it down while I'm in college with so many options. And when you
Mm.
see all these,
I'm talking
college
about the options
boys.
now. Woo! Woo, child.
But I felt like I kind of, held to my end of the bargain, but he didn't really hold up to his end of the bargain. So, we parted ways because of that. And just over time, I probably didn't talk to him until maybe he graduated from college after we broke up. So it was like a lot of years that had gone by. And
Mhm.
from that point, we ran into each other, like I said, after he graduated from college, and maybe we dibbled and dabbled here and there,
Mhm.
um, just because I didn't want a lot of body counts,
Okay.
you
Fair.
know, just,
Fair.
just being
We can talk
honest.
about that.
Yep. So I stayed with, what was familiar, even though I did, do some other things, but the familiarity,
Mhm.
I was just like, okay, this is what it's going to be. And then fast forward to many years later, I moved from Ohio to Mississippi for a career change. I
Mhm.
wasn't even thinking about anybody because I was focused on my career. And then
Mhm.
I knew I wanted to go back to school to obtain another degree. So I was just kind of doing my thing. And then he reached back out and was just like, dang, I never thought that,
It'd
I
be
would
the
really
reach out.
miss you.
It's the reach out for me. That's
It's
what the
the reach out,
struggle. The
right?
reach out be the struggle. It be the struggle.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't
Okay.
think I would really miss you like that, but you not being around and,
Mhm.
me not having access to you, it really made me think about some things. And I'm just like, damn,
Mhm.
I wish she would give me another try.
Mhm.
And, I was apprehensive, but I talked to him and we would visit each other back and forth. We would meet
Mhm.
up at different places. And we did that for a couple of years off and on, but I was still kind of nervous, like,
Yeah.
I don't know that this is something I should be doing.
Okay.
So, then he had a couple of kids in between that time.
Wait.
So yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and that complicated things. But what I have to say is he's an amazing father and he's very active in his children's lives. So I'm
Shout
not
out
giving
to
him
him.
brownie points for that because that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
But I think that is the one thing that makes things a little difficult for us to progress forward.
Right. Right.
Um, so yeah, that's where we are
Okay.
now. Yeah.
All right.
So
That was
share
that
your
was
story.
that was a lot. That was a lot. Let me process that real quick. Okay. So technically, if we're being technical, I only have one. Well, I only consider myself having one ex that is like super significant. I think that I've dealt with a few different men, but to actually say that I was in a relationship that was reciprocated back to me, where we both were mutually in it and he claimed me and I claimed him, I would say I've only been in one. Otherwise, it was like a puppy love situation, or, you know, the person that I was trying to get into, they felt like they were a rebound or whatever case may be, and that I wasn't fully invested. And that was their personal opinion, so I can't be mad at them for that. So I'll tell you a little bit about that. So we were together for 4.5 years, which now will make it probably like almost another 3.5 years that we haven't been together. And the relationship was great. We met fairly when we were young. I was 20 and he was 22. So middle of college for me. He was in and out of school, things of that nature. I was spearhead still to this day on school and what school is for me and what it means and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But since I was probably 10, and I was just telling somebody this the other day, I've always had this idea of what my life is supposed to look like. So I had a timeline for everything. So I was supposed to be engaged by 23, married by 25, kid by 26, or even not, even if we kept a few years, you know, at least kid by 30. So here I am at 27. Only thing I got to account for is some degrees, but I'm okay with that. I'm cool with it. Took me a while to get here, but I'm cool with just the degrees. So no marriage, no any of that. It was a great relationship. One of the things that I find very interesting about it is how much he taught me, and I didn't realize that until after we had broken up. And I felt initially during the breakup like, this nigga ain't shit, because why? That's how we all feel. But then when I had time to sit and reflect, I was like, no, I could look at it like that, or I could look at it like, what did he teach me during this relationship? Like, what did I gain from it? Because if I sit here and say that he not shit and that I'm angry and I'm upset, then that will make it seem like it was a waste of my time. And I don't think that that relationship was a waste of my time. And so when I started to process that and really go through it, I realized that he taught me patience. He taught me that like one single thing that happens in my day that could be completely horrible does not have to really shape the rest of my day. And I could take that moment, process it, be mad about it, and then put it in the back of my mind and keep going. So I think I was already very driven and very determined in the things that I do. But if I had a setback, it would legitimately and literally set me back. So once I started to figure that out, then it was like, oh, okay, like this is what I'm supposed to get out of that. I would definitely say that as the years have gone past that we haven't been together, that we are now friends. I actually saw him this morning, which was pretty interesting. And I was like, see, look how God works. You see how I'm supposed to be talking about this on the show, and then now I got something to talk about for real. So I saw him this morning, and it's always good to talk to him and really kind of glean inside of where he is. He's currently in a relationship. It was crazy because he got into a relationship very soon after we had broken up. So I was like, wait, hold up. This ain't rocking. This ain't making sense. So I had some questions around that, but as the years have gone past, I've really grown to accept him for where he's at and what he's going through, and how our relationship has impacted him and the choices that he makes now in that relationship. The one thing I guess I would say that I have learned from him is that you can't change nobody. You just can't do it, right? You can't change them if they don't want to be changed, but you can foster things that you want to see, things that you want to grow in that person, so that and when they're ready, they can go ahead and they can make those changes if they want to. But it's on them. So you kind of put the ball in their court, like, listen, this is what I think that you need to work on. These are the things that I feel like, you know, will be beneficial to you, whether you're with me or you're with somebody else. So I got out of the mindset of trying to train him to be the husband for me. I just wanted him to be a better man for himself. And once I said, okay, forget about me, because, you know, things happen. We could break up, we could die, you know, just keeping it real the way the world is today, right? I want you to be the best person that you can be for yourself. And then I'm only going to benefit from you being the best that you can be for yourself. I can't go wrong with that. So that's my story with my ex. So
I think it's important to let them know, though, at the same time that even though while they're working on themselves or you're working on yourself, that neither one of us are obligated to sit back and wait on the other person to get it together. And so that is something that, like, I'm really, really big on communication now. So what I do, I don't look at any relationship as a failed relationship, as long as I learn a lesson, like I have some tangible takeaways, right? So I dealt with somebody for 9 years where we started off as like just cuddy buddies. right?
We started off as cuddly buddies.
Just cuddy
Hey.
buddies. And my friends used to always, like, we would go to different events and, like, he might be there with his crew and I'm with my crew, but he might be hollering at other females and, you know, I might be hollering at other guys. And my friends would be like, do you see him over there with her? Like, I'm like, it don't matter to me. At the end of the night, I know where he's going to end up at.
Right.
So, you know,
That's the
in my
loyalty
view,
button, though. That's the loyalty because your friends, see, I was just talking to my sister about this earlier today. Your friends be with you and they be riding like, oh, fuck that nigga or fuck that bitch or whatever. Your friends be with you. But your friends also need to have this underlying understanding that you could say F him all you want or F her or whoever it is that your partner may be. But if that moment clicks and you decide that you want to then embrace them, your friends you gotta give them the hint or like the right, like, here's the code word. My bad, sis, I was just venting. Like, you gotta let them know, or my bad, bro, I was just venting, you know, she's still my shorty. Cause then they still be like, oh,
yep,
we gonna go slash some tires, we gonna do all of that. And
yep.
that becomes a problem because it's like, nah, like we just had a little hiccup, but now we good. Or even if we, you know, that's my little side joint, or he my boyfriend number 2, or now, you know, she my little shorty, whatever you want to call her. And so yeah, like, but the friends be riding. The friends be riding, baby. Shout out to the friends.
You know, and that's why I tell people too, you know, in relationships, don't tell your family stuff. Don't tell your friends stuff, because if you know you are not 100% ready to end that relationship, you got to keep the bad stuff to yourself, because when you're ready to forgive them, your people, they still holding on to that. And I'm guilty of that, because I remember when my aunt and her dude had a rough patch, and I never let it go. I mean, thank God they broke up now, but I never let it go. And
because you be riding.
I was cordial to him, you know, when he came around, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, motherfucker, you got one time to get out of pocket.
Act up. You can get snatched up real quick, right? Yes.
It's like, for real, like, we will jump you in this motherfucker, you know? And like, that was my attitude. So you have to be really careful of what you share in your venting sessions. And so I've learned which friends I can do that with and which friends I can't, right? So you have friends for different, that are good in different pockets and aspects of your life. So, but the best thing to do is just keep it to yourself.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I think you're absolutely right. So I'm gonna share this with y'all, rosebuds. I'm giving y'all snitching on myself. So Mystique likes somebody. I said it. It's in the public. I like somebody, right? I'm telling you this. I'm gonna act like I'm talking to you, D, and not the people, the rosebuds. All right.
Is this an ex?
No, this is not an ex. This is somebody new. I really like them, and I think that they are good for me. I'm in a space where I want you to really teach me something that I don't know about myself, as well as teach me things about the world that I haven't learned on myself. However, I'm very cautious about who I share that with, right? And so I have my sisters, I have friends, and I'm very so much like adamant, like, I'm not sure if I should tell you. I might give them a little hint, like, here's a little teaser, like, yeah, you know, I'm talking to somebody, but I will not go into detail. I'm not giving you names. I'm not giving you dates. And it's more so about the fact that, one, I don't want to answer no questions if it doesn't work. And then two, I also feel like, because one of my friends in particular, she's so used to me being stuck on this other person that I was really, really into, and they broke my heart, that I feel like, you know how they say misery loves company? So because she be going through her own shit, it's like, oh, well, if Mystique is going through her shit too, then boom, we could both be miserable together. And it'd be like, nah, I'm going to let that be where it's going to be. And I want to focus on this situation right here that makes me happy. But I feel like I really want to share. I want to be like, yo, let me tell you about the experience that I had with this person and all that. And I feel like I can't, for the simple fact that it's gonna be like brushed over, like it's whatever. And so
Yeah.
I don't know. And even when it's like that moment where I've had many times where I thought like, damn, like should I go back to my ex, or would I go back to my ex, or even if it's not him, like would I go back to somebody that I was just talking to and dealing with? Because I literally talked to all of my exes, every last one of them in the last week and a half. I've talked to.
Mm.
And again, I've only technically claimed one as that mutual relationship, but the rest of them who we've dealt with, we slept together, we literally have full relationships. It's people who I just slept with, and that was just my fuck buddy for real. And I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Just call me on Friday, like, yo, what's up? And I'm like, what's up? Because now I'm in a space where it's like, I'll talk to you. I have no problem with having a conversation with you. But where you're at and what we used to do is one thing. I'm not there anymore.
Dang, Marita, I see your comment. You had to let your own cousin go. It be like that.
Yeah, because you gotta do what you gotta do for yourself. So with that being said, let's hop into some of these questions because they're a little spicy.
Oh, we got some questions?
We got hella questions. We popping today. Okay, so
Oh,
this one is really fun. Don't mind the misspell, but we're gonna go with this one first. So first question is marry, fuck, or kill your top 3 exes. So I'm not gonna say the last 3, I'm gonna say your top 3. So whoever your top 3 are, tell me who you would marry, fuck, and kill.
let me cheat and see if they in here real quick.
Oh, not if they in here. Wait a minute.
I just want to see.
Listen, I ain't
But
mad
see,
at
you
you.
know what? I wouldn't kill any of them because everybody taught me something valuable.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only one that I would marry or fuck.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
It's only
Cool.
one.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Marry, fuck, or kill. Again, I agree with you. I don't think I would necessarily kill.
Well, hold on. I do have one that I would let eat me out again.
Hey. Okay.
That's
Okay.
all he could. That's all he could do.
Okay. I ain't mad
Just,
at you.
just do that. Because
I ain't
I'm
mad at
telling
you.
you, he do that so good you don't even need it.
Yikes. Okay. Listen, I understand. That is the beginning of boistering some stuff for me. So I feel you. We here on that one. All right.
Right.
Let's see. Me, marry, fuck, or kill. I would say, snitching on myself. So my first boyfriend, my puppy love boyfriend, I just smashed him within the last couple weeks. So therefore, I would definitely fuck him again. That's just what it is. We just have this chemistry, we have this energy, and it was different when we were growing up because I was just so in tune with him, like at all times, and nobody could understand it. And even though now he's like grown up and he got some different situations, and I just be like, "Ooh, that's a lot." But I understand who he is as a person. But our
Mm-hmm.
sexual chemistry is crazy. And then I was like, damn, like I should probably just go ahead and be celibate like I said I was. But he does something to me that makes me just be like, fuck it. I'ma just maybe next week. Like that's what I be thinking in my head. Like
And
I'm gonna be celibate next week.
that's
Not this
that's
week, because
that's
right
the hard
now.
that's the hard and crazy part because so my ex, like our chemistry is
Mhm.
amazing. And that's one of the things we talked about. He was like, when he looks back over, his life and people that he's been with, he was like, I don't care how I sketch it out, I always want to keep coming back to you. He was just like, nobody knows me better than you.
Yeah.
I trust you with my life, and I'm just like,
It's the same
I,
over here.
yeah, like I feel the same way. Like, we could talk about anything. Like one of my friends was like, I can't even believe he talks. Like she thinks he's so quiet. And I'm like, yeah, he might be quiet around y'all, but like with me, like we laughing and talking and joking, and then our sex is amazing. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like
Chemistry,
it's the same
chemistry.
thing with me and one of my exes. Or Rather, my puppy love, I'll say that. So me and puppy love, we just have that connection. Again, talk to him about everything, and I mean everything from stuff that I don't even want to share with my good girlfriends. I could share with him, and he just be like, he called me Mo, so he be like, Mo, listen, this is what it is, and this is what it's gonna be. You could figure it out. We could figure it out together. But yeah, marry. That's hard. I think I used to always say that I would marry my ex. I really believed that we were going to get married. Like you could ask, look, my license is in here, duplicate this. Dom is in here. They will tell you. Like I was like, y'all get y'all wedding dresses ready. Like listen, that's it. But now I don't know. Like I have this. I love him, and I have a deep love and admiration for him. But I'm not sure if I would marry him. I love him to death. I would do anything for him.
Mm.
His father passed away. I was right there. You know, I can't say that I would or wouldn't. I would have to be in that situation, and he would have to propose, and whatever my response is legitimately will be the answer. At this point where I'm sitting at, I don't know if I would say yay or nay. I just don't. And that's the honest truth. Yeah, and I wouldn't kill any of them because I'm just not that type of person. And I want to see all of my exes and people that I've dealt with just be great. Like I want them to find love, even if it's not with me. It is very heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking, but then it's kind of like a weird situation because it's like, damn, you said that I wasn't, you weren't capable of loving me, or, you know, we couldn't be great, but yet you found that greatness in someone else. But then you're also at the same time, when you say that, you're like, you're amazing, you're awesome, I love you, like you deserve the world, I just can't give it to you. And for me, that's literally with every man that I've ever been with. They've all say the same thing. Like, you're great, you're amazing, you're this, you're that. And it's hard because I'd be like, well, if I'm all this, then what is you
Yes, I was
doing? Like,
going
what
to ask you.
happened?
So how do you process that type of a statement when you get that? Like, you
Man,
deserve this, you deserve that, and and I don't deserve you. And I'm like,
I'm
kind
putting
of
it like
sound
this.
like some weak cop out shit to me, but
Say it one more time. It sounds like some what?
weak cop out shit to me.
Thank
Like, you,
you.
you just want to do what you want to do,
Listen,
and just say you ain't ready.
ladies, gentlemen in the chat, let me tell y'all something. Words of advice. The last thing that you want to do is tell someone that they are great and they are amazing, and it's just, you just can't give it to them, because, and then you go and get it from somewhere else, because it's kind of like you stabbing me and then you just twisting the damn knife, because it's like, well, wait, it's a contradiction. You can't tell me that I deserve all of these things and that you just can't give it to me, and then you go and you get it from somewhere else. And then 9 times out of 10, the somewhere else that you get it from, because based off the conversations that you're having with me, is at, if I'm at a 95, they're at a 65, and I'm just like, huh? So you pouring into their cup more than you was pouring into my cup. Like, at least when you was pouring into my cup, we was balancing each other off. But now
Right.
you pouring into somebody else, and you just steady pouring, and you just pouring and pouring. I'm like, well, do you got any left? And you like, nah, I feel empty. But yet you're in this situation that you told me you couldn't give to me. How?
Somebody once told me that when it comes down to men, and it's just timing. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not really about you. It's not about her. It's not that she's better than you or anything like that. It's all about the timing. So whoever they're dealing with at the time that they fully develop and get to that point where they're ready to fully commit
Mm-hmm.
and go head on, in a marriage or what have you. It just whoever they're with at that time. And that marriage may not be successful. It,
Mm-hmm.
it may fail because in time he'll realize, like, damn, although I was mentally ready,
Mm-hmm.
she really ain't the one. And then he gonna be trying to find your butt again. Like,
Right.
and
Let
you better hope I'm available.
right. That's, I mean, I think that's a gamble that we take with everything, though. Like, sometimes they say you don't know what you got until it's gone, right? And so when you do that, then it's like, damn, shit, now I'm trying to funnel back, but sometimes it may be too late. But let's move on to the next question because we got a lot. All right, so
Okay.
this is the big one. So it says, is it okay to have sex with your last, I'm gonna say partner, although y'all are not together, but you know they're messing around with other people? You want to take this one first, or you want me to go?
I was just gonna say if you can handle it. Like if you already
Mm-hmm.
know what you're getting into, are you
Facts.
mentally capable of keeping the separation of feelings and sex?
Mm-hmm.
If you know
Absolutely.
that if this person you have a weak spot for that person, I wouldn't
Yes.
even mess with it. But if you know going into it that it's just going to be sex and see, I don't know. I'm the type of person I need to know where do those other girls think they stand in your life? Like, do they feel like there's exclusivity there?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you openly dating? Because see, I'm at a point in my life where I am openly dating. And I tell
Mm-hmm.
everybody that. I'm like, look, I'm not committed to anybody. When I say I'm openly dating, doesn't mean I'm sleeping with any and everybody. It just
Mm-hmm.
means that the doors of opportunity is open for whoever. And if you can deal with that, great. If you can't, then keep it moving. So as
Mm.
long as everybody has everything out on the front end, lay it all out on the line. If you can handle
Right.
it, then it's okay. But if you can't, leave it alone.
I'm going with D on this one. Listen, if you can handle it, definitely go with it. I will also say the communication. You guys have to have a mutual understanding of what it is and what it ain't. And I mean that in its entirety. If y'all don't have a understanding of what it is, if you thinking
Hey
y'all
Terry.
fucking and y'all fucking to get back together, that's one thing. Even though that's probably not the best way to go about that, but hey, we do shit like that. But you both need to definitely talk to each other to see, like, hey, this is where I'm at with it. I'm not sure if I'm actually interested in being with you again, but I'm comfortable with just having sex with you because it's a safety mechanism. Whether that be you don't want to go out here and just be having sex with anybody, but you need to, you need to fulfill those needs or whatever case may be. Y'all have to have that conversation. If you know that they're dealing with other people, you got to check your feelings, especially if y'all have already had the conversation, right? Because you can't be mad at that person for dealing with other people if y'all had the conversation. They let you know, hey, we gonna do each other, but when we separate, I'm gonna do me and you gonna do you. Y'all have to understand that, and if y'all don't, that's on you. So we're gonna move on to the next question. Let's go with this one.
The biggest challenge of having an ex in your the biggest challenge of having an ex in your inner circle. Ooh.
Whoocha! Story of my life.
See, you talk to that because I've never done that.
Yeah, so like I said, actually the person that I wrote Fig about is technically in our inner circle. Or in me and some of my friends' inner circles. I have a few circles, but the one that I'm consistently with often. And the biggest challenge is knowing that, so my best friend's boyfriend is his best friend. And so when she calls me, because it's an issue or something going on, whether it's a good issue, bad issue, whatever, I'm there. And when it's an issue, he calls him and he there. So we're always in front of each other all the time. And it's gotten
Mhm.
to the point where I don't I don't hate him. I don't I don't really I don't know how I feel. Like certain days, it's like, damn, like I really miss my friend. Like I really miss having the conversation with him that we had and all the things that we had. And we weren't even in a relationship. We were just messing around and I was interested in taking it further than what he was ready for. So let me just put that out there. But the thing that is hard is when people move on, right? And he's entitled to move on if he's ready to be in a relationship and he might have not been ready 2 years ago or 6 months ago or a week ago, but all of a sudden he wakes up and he's like, oh, I'm ready to be in a relationship. When he's ready to bring that person around to our group of friends, because his best friend and my best friend, they're always throwing events. So it's always an event or something. And it's like they expect both of us to be there. And for me, and I'm just keeping it 100 with y'all, it's been really hard for me to attend these events because it's like, it's not that I don't want to be there to support my friends. That's not it it at all. But I'm like, I don't think that they understand the severity of like where my feelings lie with this
You have to
person.
protect your peace.
Yeah, and so it's like I'm not there yet. I'm not there to see him flirting with another person, even if it's just a simple like head nods, like I said, or a little bit of elongated eye fuckery if we going back to Fig, because it's like those are the things that you did with me, right? When we first met. Those are the things that drew me to you, and now I have to watch you doing it for somebody else. But once again, you're the same person that sat in my face and said, "You're amazing. You deserve all of these things." So the biggest challenge is figuring out how to be in the same space with this person and not grow resentment, not make it awkward. And then it's one of those things where it's like, lately when he's been around, and I'm telling y'all, Sunday snitching, I'm just keeping it 100. I ghost. Like, soon as he come, I be like, all right, y'all, it was nice seeing y'all. I'm out of here. I get in my big ass yellow Jeep, skirt, skirt, I'm out. Through my hugs and kisses. And at first it was like, am I running from the situation? And to a little bit I was, but it's more so like, no, because I don't want to do anything that embarrasses myself, right? So I don't want to be looking at you crazy because you act in a way that I don't really like. I also don't want to have people, especially when we're in a group of people, have people looking at me like, well, why is she responding like that? Because everybody don't know. It's literally the four of us that know what's going on. But I don't need everybody else in my shit or to be checking me like, yo, Mystique, you looking a little you looking a little sorry over
Right.
there, like, you good? So it's like I exit stage left. But now it's like, all right, knowing that I know that he's going to be around, how do I maneuver that? How do I make myself feel comfortable? And it's just like, you know what? I'm going to do what I've been doing. I'm going to sit my ass in the back. I'm going to chill out. And I'm going to just ignore him. And it's weird. And I've had to tell my friend, like, listen, it's awkward for me to be in those situations because I'm not like that. I don't want to have to ignore the fuck out of you. I have that capability, but I know what that makes a person feel like because I've done it so many times before. But as grown ass adults, I feel like we can be cordial. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to go out of my way to speak to you, to acknowledge that your presence is in a room, because then you look at it as, oh my God, she's still in love with me. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need that. Cause that's irritating as fuck. I just be like, damn. Like, if I even look your way, it's like, oh my God, she still wants to be with me. So I would definitely say that's the biggest challenge, like maneuvering how y'all interact within one another. And then I would also say, because something that my friend told me was, well, y'all knew what it was. Y'all should have thought about that. If it didn't go well, what would happen? And it's like, to a certain extent, I understand where she's coming from, but it's like, if I would have approached you about him initially to say like, yo, I'm trying to talk to him, then this would be a different conversation. But because y'all kind of put us together on your own and we didn't ask to be hooked up, it's like, no, y'all should have thought about that shit because y'all put us
So they
together.
put
We didn't ask
you.
for it. So that's what I'm
Stay
gonna go
away.
with that.
Stay away from situations like that if you can.
Stay away. They're not good. Don't date nobody in your inner circle because if it does go left, you need to be able to handle it. And it's really hard. And I feel for those people who are in it, including myself, because I'd be like, the struggle is real. Let's check out some of these comments. So it says, girl, people outgrow each other every day, and that's okay. You can't put a price on your peace. Friends can hear one bad thing in that image of that and keep that image of that person. Definitely learned that lesson. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love this boy so much, but I just can't. When I'm angry, I tell a whole lot when I'm upset. Shit, tell him how you feel. Listen, you got to learn how to tell him how you feel when you're not angry, because then it's like, oh, she ain't tripping. Like, no, let's have a civilized conversation. I don't want you to hear all of my emotions when I'm mad, when I'm sad. No,
Yeah.
I want you to hear it when we just went on a nice walk. Or if it's your ex, I just ran into you. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Let me tell you whatever the case may be. So yeah, I definitely think that you gotta know how to handle the situation when you're in it. And then if you feel like you can't, then it's like, it's okay to you know what, I'm gonna retract. I'm not gonna say anything. And then when I'm ready to talk and I'm ready to get my emotions out in a way that you feel they can receive it well, then you tell
Mm-hmm.
them. Sometimes you don't got to tell them right then and there, because then that shit just it's gonna blow the fuck up. And you don't want to do that.
Right.
All right. So you ready for the next question?
Yeah, let's see what they're asking.
All right. Whew. It's okay. Jesus, it's so many. I'm trying to scroll through. Okay.
Oh,
Here's one.
when is it okay? Well, I guess
Hmm.
first of all, I think it depends on why you all broke up in the first place.
True. True.
The nature of the breakup would determine if that person had stood a chance to
Hmm.
come back anyway, because certain things are just character flaws that people aren't capable of changing. Like, yeah, people can change, but some stuff is just in a person.
Yep.
And it's just who they are. It's a part of their fiber. It's a part of their makeup. So you have to know what you can deal with and what you can't. I don't know that you can put a time on it,
Hmm.
but I definitely think that if they're okay, let's just say I'm going to use maybe you all broke up because of some inconsistencies. Maybe
Hmm.
he said one thing but showed you something else. And you decided, like, okay, you know what? I'm done. Like, you're saying one thing,
Hmm.
but you're doing a totally different thing, and I'm over it.
Right.
So if in that vein, if that is the reason for the breakup, and then they come back to you and say, you know what, you helped me realize, my faults and where I was falling short, and I'm willing to show you,
Hmm.
that I'm serious and that I want you, make them work for it. And
I
if they
see.
can consistently throughout a period of time show you that they're definitely serious about it, and those inconsistencies become consistencies of theirs, and they're putting everything out there to show you that they're ready for you, then I would say give them another chance. But otherwise, leave them where they're at,
I feel you.
in the rear view
In the
window.
rearview mirror.
Yeah,
I
leave,
feel you.
leave
I
them back
mean, or
there.
in the window. Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
you. I think what I would say to that is I definitely echo your sentiments, but I will also say that the moment where you feel like you are completely over whatever failed, and I
Yeah.
mean to the truest, like whatever fell, whatever did not go right, you got to leave that shit in the past, because you have to take on this person as if they are completely new. And the reason why is that if you don't, then the cycle is just going to continue and continue, and it's just going to keep going. And you don't want that, because it's going to be like, y'all going to be in the middle of an argument, like, because you used to do, da, da, da. Whoa, hold up. But that's not what the issue is right now that y'all arguing about. And
Hmm.
so if you're not over it, or if you are in a space where you like, you know what, I think they're gonna do it again. Or you know what, I don't trust you to that point. Well, if you feel like if you don't got trust, you don't got nothing. You
Mm-mm.
just don't. So if you're not at a point where you feel like you could trust this person with your life, with whatever, and you really feel like whatever it is or the reason why y'all broke up, you can't get past it, then it's okay to just be like, nah, like we just can't go back. But if you feel like you worked past it, they've grown, you've grown, y'all could come together and really build something that is better than what it was before, then by all means, shoot your shot, do what you got to do. If the love is there and y'all both feel like it's meant to be, then do it. But again, it has to be mutual, and both of y'all have to have let go of whatever mistakes you made and whatever mistakes they made, because it's not a one-sided thing. It's not oh, you
Mm-mm.
did this and this, and I'm just angelic. No, everybody got flaws. Everybody has flaws, and you have to be able to address those things. And that's what I'm gonna say about that. Next question. Here we go. So, can you be true friends with an ex? What do you think, D? Can you?
I think you absolutely can.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I'm friends with the next right now, and I'm actually helping counsel him through a relationship issue.
Okay.
Um, that
Okay.
he's going through. So yeah, I think that, and believe it or not, this is how crazy it is. Um, and I kind of in the back of my mind sometimes I'm like, that's that karma, but
Mhm.
I'm actually helping counsel him through a situation with a young lady that he messed around on me for.
Oh, that's
Hmm.
deep. You know what?
Very,
Let
but
me give you some props because that takes immense self-control and immense respect to be like, I'm gonna put my feelings and emotions on whatever happened in our situation aside because that shows me just from the outside looking in that you genuinely want this person to be happy and it's not all about you. So I give you props for that.
and because I'm so over him, and I feel like thank God that that's y'all situation. Like
Mm.
you got them, and now y'all have these, y'all have this. So,
I feel
um,
like he wasn't man enough for me. Tony Braxton moment, like
so
wait.
listen. But he's a decent person. We were young. We both, and that's where I learned to communicate better, right?
Mm,
Because he started off as just my cuddy buddy,
right.
and we, like I said, we dealt with each other for 9 years, and then things progressed over time, and me sitting back on my feelings when I finally was ready, because he had asked me a couple times, let's
Mm,
be exclusive, and I'm like, no, remember our arrangement was just to do this, so you
right.
can't come changing the game. And then later I'm like, dang, wait, I really got feelings for him. So then we explored it, and things just didn't work out, but he ended up having a baby with this girl on me, and I was
Wow.
devastated. It was probably one of the most hurt moments in a relationship that I ever encountered, and it's amazing that this day today we can be friends. And I find myself, because I'm a woman and I'm knowing what her cries are, like he's sharing with me some of their arguments, and I'm like, okay, well, from a female perspective, I can
Right.
understand why
Right.
she's saying X, Y, and Z. And so he's like, I can't believe that you would take her side. I said, it's not so much me taking her side. I'm a woman.
Right. Awesome.
So, yeah. So you can be
Okay.
friends.
Definitely. So if you're just joining, welcome to Sunday Snitchin. Positive Vibes and I are talking about different things in relation to dating your exes. So we're doing Q&A right now. So the question at hand is, can you be true friends with an ex? I agree with you. I think that we have a lot. We're gonna have to talk, girl, because we got some things that is in common. I mean, I know we talk, but we gotta talk. So my puppy love broke his heart initially, and that was on me, and I'll take that because I had no idea that he really truly felt the way he felt about me because I was young. I was literally 14. But when we got back together around 15 or 16, he actually ended up having a baby on me. And though that
Mm.
baby turned into multiple babies, and I was like, wait, hold up. And he used to blame me for like the first couple, and then when he got over that pain and hurt, he would always talk to me. He was like, yo, Mo, I don't understand why these chicks doing this. And now he's figuring out that he's a polygamous. So he's like, yeah, they just think that if they have my baby, I'm gonna stay. No, it's not gonna work. And I understand him as a person because I've watched him grow into the wonderful man that he is, and he's a great father. And I'm just like, well, this is what I think that you should do. And given now that I have this platform and I do this, I can have these conversations and I don't judge him. I'm just like, look, this is what I think and this is what it is. And I love the fact that we can have those conversations. Even as far as my ex, like initially when he got into a new relationship, he was like, "Do you really even want to hear?" Like he asked me legitimately, like, "Do you really even want to know?" Because if I tell you, I feel like you're gonna feel some type of way, especially because the intensity behind our relationship, like we were literally a half a step away from marriage. So it's like, with that being said, do you really want to know how I've moved on with another person? And I had to really sit back and ask myself that, like, do I want to know that? But as time progressed, it was like, nah, I do want to know because I want to know that you're okay. If anything else, I want to know that you're okay, you're happy, and all of that. And now that I'm able to know those things and I can take on, I'm okay with asking you, how's your family? How's your relationship going? What are some things that you want to work on in your relationship? Do you see a future with y'all, or are you like, I'm not too sure because I'm still working on myself? So I definitely think that you can be friends with an ex. With that being said, let's move on to this question, which is another caveat to that. So it says, what does that friendship entail? So explain the boundaries. So explain your boundaries with your ex, Miss Positive Vibes.
Well, first of all, we live in totally different states, so that's a great thing for him, because sometimes he likes to reminisce on things that we used to do, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's funny. But
Right.
I'll tell you what, I have boundaries,
As you
absolutely.
should.
I definitely do. And I'll give you an example. I have the adult novelty business, so I sell, vibrators, and I have quite a few of them. And so one day we were just talking, and he asked me like, "So in your collection, like, what's your favorite one?" And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "No, no, 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 no. We're not gonna discuss that. Like, that's not a part of this friendship. Like, you don't get to know me
Right.
intimately like that. Like, no." So yeah, there are boundaries. I don't think that you should be discussing what each other likes in the bedroom. So that is definitely a boundary. And just keep it platonic. Yeah, if you're gonna have a friendship, keep it platonic.
I I agree. I agree to a certain extent. I feel like if you guys are able to talk about anything, and you could agree to disagree with me, but I'm not necessarily opposed to you asking me a question given what my job description is, right? Like what I do for a living. So, okay, I'm an aspiring sexologist. Okay, I'm going to school for love and relationships, all that stuff. So if you have a legitimate question and I feel like you're coming from a space of purity, I'm not going to take offense to it, or like you're trying to dig yourself into a hole, or get us into a space where things become awkward. So I do agree with you, like, yes, keep it platonic, but also being open to be like, listen, this is what it is, right? Or this is what I think about that. Because of course, when you're dealing with them, they might come to you and say like, yo, such and such is going on in the bedroom, and I just don't know what to do about it. I'll give you an example. My puppy love. He was like, I just love women. I love having sex. I'm like, all right, so have sex. He's like, yeah, but like I need them to understand that it's just sex. Like I want to bust my nut, I want to do whatever, and I'm gonna keep it pushing. Like I don't have any emotional attachment. I'm like, okay, that's cool. He like, nah, they not getting it. Like they feel like they want to be in love afterwards. They got all these emotions connected. I'm like, well, then maybe you're dealing with the wrong women, right? Or it's like I bust a nut and I enjoy that they get theirs too, but it's something missing. I'm like, well, maybe that's something internally with yourself that you got to deal with. So that's that. We have 2 minutes left, so we're gonna take a
Okay.
pause. We're gonna come back and we're gonna start right here where we are with what does friendship entail, and then explaining boundaries. So if you are here with us on Sunday Snitchin, come right back. I'm gonna log off. I'm gonna log back on because I want to definitely finish this beautiful conversation that we're having with Positive Vibes. So I will see you shortly.
See you in a minute.
All right, boo.